What is going on, y'all? NFL is back, and that means we are back again with a week one prediction video. If you haven't already, go check out my college football video. It was uploaded yesterday. But let's get on into this week in the NFL. And we are starting it off with Thursday night football, big game, rivalry game. No Micah Parsons on the side of the Cowboys. Obviously, we know the big trade that just went through. Kenny Clark, now a Cowboy, 2 first-round picks, going to be in the Cowboys' possession for the next couple years from the Packers. But we get two teams here in the Cowboys and the Eagles that I think are kind of on different paths, to be honest with you. You look at the Cowboys and they're trying to make it back to the playoffs and trying to establish something. And then you look at the Eagles and they're just trying to prove that last year was correct. They are the best team in the NFL, right? Like Saquon, Jalen Hurts, you name it, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, all the talent they got there. Defensively, we even started talking about their talent. And just a lot of talent there that I think ultimately will be very hard for Dak Prescott and the Cowboys to manage. I know they picked up George Pickens. That makes it a little bit better offensively for what their output could be here against the Eagles. But at the end of the day, the Dallas defense just stands little to no fighting chance against this Eagles offense. I'm going to be honest with you. Um, if it turns into a shootout game, it's going to be the Eagles' way. If it's a gritty, like tough, close, low scoring game, it's going to go the Eagles' way. I just can't see the Cowboys winning this one. I'm going to go with the Eagles winning 35-17. I'm going to go for a big game out of Saquon. I don't see their run defense. I know Jerry Jones made a big deal out of Micah Parsons not being able to defend the run, and that's something they want to pride themselves on. I don't see them stopping Saquon Barkley. I really don't. The spread is 7.5 in the favor of Philly, and I think Philly clears that. So we're going to go with Philly to win that one 35-17. Then we get to the Friday game. The Friday game is Patrick Mahomes going up against Justin Herbert, Kansas City versus the Chargers. This should be a good one. This should be a good one. We don't really know what to expect out of either team. You look at Justin Herbert and company. They brought back Keenan Allen. You have a new running back, Amarian Hampton. Trey Harris, you figure could be involved in this game. Obviously, Lad McConkey's there. But a lot of new, fresh, or returning faces to Justin Herbert and the Chargers. And then you got, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, who he's still got Pacheco. He's still got Kareem Hunt. He's still got Travis Kelce. Rashee Rice is suspended for 6 games, but he'll be back eventually. Jalen Royals might figure into play here. Xavier Worthy is going to be a big factor in this game. And if I were to make a wild guess, I wouldn't be shocked if Xavier Worthy goes out with a touchdown. I'm going to throw like random predictions in there like that. Xavier Worthy will get a touchdown this week. So if you're playing him in fantasy, play him. Either way, Chiefs versus Chargers. Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites on the road. I do like the Chiefs to win, but not cover. I have the game being Kansas City 27, the Chargers 24. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be in the 20s. I think this is going to be a game where you see Herbert probably throw for 250, 300 yards. And then you obviously know Mahomes is probably going to be around there as well. So it should be a really good game on Friday night. Next, we get to Sunday. Sunday, we are starting off the day with the Buccaneers going up against the Falcons. A little bit of Bucky Irving versus Michael Penix action. Saw it in college. Michael Penix obviously had his number. Not just his number, but the entire number of Oregon. Go get us one back, Bucky, please. Please go get us one back. Bucky, also one of my draft picks in my fantasy football league this year. But the Buccaneers are 2.5-point favorites. And I think that's kind of fair, though, because I think Atlanta's offense will be good this year. Michael Penix will air it out. You got Drake London there. You have Kyle Pitts, who's looking for maybe his breakout year. A lot of high expectations going into his career. It's never really hit him. Might be his year for Kyle Pitts. Obviously, Bijan's there. Algier is there. But at the end of the day, I'm going to take Baker Mayfield and Bucky Irving and Mike Evans and company. Tez Johnson might get involved here. There'll be no Chris Godwin, but Emeka Egbuka will be involved here. I just am going to lean in the favor of the Buccaneers in this one. I'm going to go 28-24 for the Buccaneers to win. Next, we get to the Steelers versus the Jets. 2.5-point favorites are the Steelers. The Steelers made some splash moves this offseason. They brought in DK Metcalf. They obviously have Aaron Rodgers now as well. They drafted Caleb Johnson. Then you look at the Jets. Their new guy leading the fray is going to be Justin Fields, working with the really solid running back room with Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis. Really good group. Garrett Wilson, obviously going to be one of the pass catchers there, but just really lacking a true weapon offensively other than Garrett Wilson and the running backs. I don't think the receiver room's that great. I think they drafted Mason Taylor out of LSU, the tight end. I just don't see Justin Fields really doing great with this team, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be low scoring. I'm going Pittsburgh to win 17 to New York's 10. I just think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I don't expect Aaron Rodgers to light it up. I think he'll win, but I don't think he'll light it up. And I don't see Justin Fields lighting it up here against the Steelers defense, who's going to be one of the better defenses. Obviously, you have T.J. Watt rushing you. Next, we get to the Dolphins versus the Colts. This should be a good game. And it is a game that Indianapolis is favored by 1.5 at home. So it's a very interesting game nonetheless. I think this is going to be a fairly good game in a sense of the Dolphins proving why they're the more talented team. I know the Colts are favorited because obviously the Dolphins always seem to struggle. You're playing Daniel Jones. Anthony Richardson might get some time. I don't know, probably not, unless Daniel Jones goes down. But you're playing Daniel Jones, and he has never lit the world on fire. The defense of the Colts might keep them in this game. They are usually a solid defense. But the offense of the Colts, stop Jonathan Taylor, and you might win this game. I mean, yes, they got some weapons. Alec Pierce, deep ball threat. Michael Pittman, obviously. Josh Downs, who's on the screen right now. Some threats in the receiving game. Adonai Mitchell, probably coming in this year's receiver 4. But you look at Tua and company. You have Achane, who I'm not sure if he's playing. But even if not, Ollie Gordon looked pretty solid in the preseason. You have Jalen Waddle. You have Tyreek Hill. You have Darren Waller now as well. You just have the more premier talent offensively. I think your defense will be able to hold up. It's not a great Colts offense. You should win this game. I'm going with the Dolphins to win 28 to Indiana's 17. Next, we get the battle of two of the top receivers drafted in this class, and that is Tedero McMillan and Travis Hunter. And they have a 3.5-point favorites towards the Jaguars. This is a game in Jacksonville, so it does favor them a little bit. But I'm going to be honest, the way Bryce Young ended the season last year, I'm a believer. I'm still a believer in Bryce Young. It might be delusional. You might call me whatever for still believing in Bryce Young. I'm a believer. I look at Jacksonville. Yes, they brought in Travis Hunter. Obviously, Brian Thomas Jr. has been really, really good. ETN, you're hoping for a bounce back year. Bigsby in there as well. You might see Bashal Tootin in there. The run game was not great last year. It was okay, but you saw ETN really take a step back. T-Law obviously needs a big year. He's got the weapons to do it. Will he? I don't know why. My gut's just telling me, though. I'm going with the Panthers to win 21-17. I am going to lean with my boy Bryce Young. I'm still a believer. I'm still a Bryce Young believer. Next game we get into is the Giants going to Washington to play the Commanders. Did I say the score? It was 21-17 in the favor of the Panthers. But anyway, the Giants traveling to Washington to play Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. And for some reason, Washington's only 6.5-point favorites. Malik Neighbors is going to need to have a huge game. Malik Neighbors is going to need to probably put up like 150, 200 yards if this game's going to be close. Like, the talent levels are just insanely different. This is a game that I expect to see Jackson Dart in because the Giants are just not looking good under Russell Wilson. I think it will be kind of gone by the third or fourth quarter. The Commanders should win this one pretty easily. We're going with the Commanders to win 38-14. I think it's just a very big mismatch. Yes, the Giants defense can maybe keep it close, but I just don't see Jaden Daniels losing here to the Giants. Next, we get to the Cardinals going to the Saints. This is 6.5-point favorites for the Cardinals. The Saints, obviously, Alvin Kamara, their main guy, but you're starting off the season with Spencer Rattler as QB1, and that is a big concern. You obviously drafted Tyler Shuck, hoping he would be the guy. Turns out he might not be the guy because he didn't win that job, right? Spencer Rattler, to me, is pretty much just somebody that you're going to put in there hoping they can drive the ship and just maybe squeeze one out. I don't think they can beat a team like Arizona. Maybe a team like the Colts. I don't think they can beat a team like Arizona that has Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride. You have Kyler Murray. I think the offense there in Arizona is bound to put up like 20 plus, and I don't know that the Saints are going to be doing the same thing necessarily. So the Cardinals, I have winning 28 to the Saints 17. We're rocking with the Cardinals. We have an interesting game here. Bengals versus the Browns. Only 4.5-point favorites against the Browns, and I know why. The Bengals always start the season slow. But they played in the preseason. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow played in the preseason. They look good. The Browns cannot match up against those two. I don't care who you have on defense. I don't care if Myles Garrett's back or not. You cannot. The Bengals are still going to put up 30. They're still going to put up 30. And then, do the Browns have a chance of competing with that? No. They might get into the 20s, but they do not. They cannot compete with that. Not with Joe Flacco at QB. Not with that receiver room. No Quinshawn. It's just not going to happen. I'm going the Bengals to win 35-24, and this is actually my what my Survivor League pick of the week, because I'm playing a Survivor League with my buddies. This is my game that I have picked. A lot of tricky games, but I've picked this one as my game because I think it's really, really safe. Next, we get into the. Did I say the score for that one? 35-24. I keep forgetting if I say the score. Next, we get the Raiders and the Patriots. 2.5-point favorites for the Patriots. Patriots obviously going into Drake May's second year. Added some talent around him. Kyle Williams, Stephon Diggs, Trevion Henderson. Trying to make life easier on their QB1. Then you have the Raiders obviously drafted Ashton Jeanty, hoping he is going to be the answer to a lot of their problems. I still don't see the Raiders being very good, to be honest. They brought back Amari Cooper. Geno Smith as the QB, who's good, not great. I think he can maybe get this team to 7-8 wins. I don't think that they're going to beat the Patriots week one, though. I'm going with the Patriots to win 24-21. Next, we get to the 49ers going against the Seahawks. I think this is going to be a really good game. It's in Seattle. Jackson Smith and Jigba set out for a breakout year. Cooper Kupp now there as well. You have Torrey Horton, who looked pretty solid in the preseason. Obviously, on the 49ers side of things, Christian McCaffrey's healthy. Juwan Jennings is somebody that you're hoping can take a step up because you have Ayuk out and you traded Debo, and you're kind of looking for answers there. Ricky Pearsall, somebody that potentially is on a pace for a breakout year. I'm going to rock, though, with Seattle here. Sam Darnold, the new QB in town. I think JSN is set for a big, big year as the primary number one. I think Cooper Kupp is going to add a lot to this team, and I really think Torrey Horton is going to shock some people. Then you look at Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. I think the running back room is solid. I think the Seahawks are going to make the playoffs this year. I'm going to rock with the Seahawks to win this one 27-24. Next, we get the number one pick in the draft going up against Bo Nix, who had a really good rookie year. Sorry, I had to take a sip of water. But this one should be good. 7.5-point favorites in the favor of Denver. And I think that's fair. Cam Ward, while I think he is good, and I think that he'll start turning this Titans team around. How do I say? They don't have much talent on this Titans team at the moment. Khalil Mullins might be the RB2 right now behind Tony Pollard, and could very easily be thrusted into the RB1 role. That's no shot at Khalil Mullins. It's just putting into perspective that you might be having a linebacker converted to a running back that is going to be taking significant snaps early on this season because of how banged up they are. Receiver-wise, Calvin Ridley is the only big name, really. You're hoping Alec Ayamanar. And then the other rookie that they drafted, kind of flash. Tight end-wise, Chig Okonkwo is kind of your name there. I don't know. I just don't really think there's much firepower there. You're going to see Cam Ward have to elevate a lot, which he's capable of, but I don't know if he'll be able to do it today against the Broncos, who you see Bo Nix right now. He has Cortland Sutton, who he has a good connection with. Troy Franklin obviously played with him at Oregon. Troy Franklin and him have been dialed in the preseason. You look at Marvin Mims, possibly a big year, big explosive playmaker. Running back wise, you brought in R.J. Harvey. You have J.K. Dobbins. I just think the better team is the Broncos. We're rocking with the Broncos to win, and the Broncos will win this one 31-21. Next, we get to the Lions versus Micah Parsons' new team, the Packers. Don't remind me, that's going to be scary for the pass rushing purposes. Maybe not the run purposes. I don't even really fully know what Jerry Jones is talking about. I think he's just coping, I'm going to be honest. Dallas fans, he's just coping. Micah Parsons is a great player. But the Lions, they're going to be without Ben Johnson this year. Could be problematic. I don't think it will. You have Jahmyr Gibbs, you have David Montgomery, you have Jared Goff back, you have Jameson Williams, you have Amon-Ra, you have the offensive firepower. Your defense has always been really solid, and that's something that Ben Johnson's never really been involved with, right? Because he was the offensive coordinator. I think the Lions will be safe from any huge drop-off from losing Ben Johnson. We're going to go with the Lions to win this one 31-28. The Packers, I think, will keep it close. Micah Parsons might have a sack or two in this game, but ultimately I don't trust Jordan Love in a high-scoring affair, and I think that is kind of what we're in for. Next, we get the Ravens versus the my bad. I forgot this game twice now. I've skipped this game twice now. And that is the Texans versus the Rams. When I was making the graphics for this, I also skipped this game. I don't know why. I just, you know what? I'm not a big fan. That's basically what it comes down to. No, but the Rams are 3.5-point favorites. It's in L.A. I think really in this game, though, you're looking for a couple things. C.J. Stroud, does he bounce back from last year? I think he will, right? He has playmakers. He has Higgins. He has Nico Collins. I think Nick Chubb is going to be their running back one to start the season, which is interesting to say the least. But I just think they have a better offense. Jalen Noel there as well. The Rams, yes, I guess they have Kyron and Puka and Devontae Adams and Stafford, so they can answer. But I do like the upside offensively more on the Texans side of things. I'm going to go with the Texans to win. I'm going to go with them winning a game probably 28. We're going to go 28 to the Rams 24. Let me put that down because, once again, I skipped them on my notes as well. I don't know why I skipped this game. 28. Houston, 28. LAR 24. And then we get into the Ravens and the Bills. I've skipped that game 3 times now. That's crazy. We get into the Ravens and the Bills. I think it's going to be a really good game, Sunday Night Football. The stage is set. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, 2 MVP candidates. I still got to rock with Lamar here, though. I'm a big fan of Josh Allen. Everybody knows that. I think he's a great football player. But I look at the Ravens. I just think they're better. You have Derrick Henry. I know they have James Cook, but you have Derrick Henry. D-Hop, probably not a big factor, but he can be. The tight end battle, I'd say, goes in the favor of the Ravens. Zay Flowers, yeah, I just can't see the Bills winning this game. It'll be close. It really will be. I'm just leaning towards Baltimore. We're going to go with the Ravens to win 27-24. And then we're capping it off with Monday Night Football. We have Justin Jefferson going up against Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, DeAndre Swift. Must I need to go more? Grady Jarrett. We have Montez Sweat in this game. We have Jalen Johnson potentially in this game. If he is healthy, Jaquan Brisker. 2-on-1, Kyler Gordon. If you don't know already, I'm a Bears fan. Matter of fact, here we go. Rome Odunze shirt is on. The Bears are going to win this game. Minnesota, 1.5 point favorites. J.J. McCarthy's first career start. Dennis Allen's going to have him. He's going to have him in a very problematic spot, right? J.J. McCarthy, blitz him. Make him make reads quick. Have Jalen Johnson guard Justin Jefferson. Don't allow anything deep. Have safety help over the top with Byard and Brisker. I don't care if Thielen's back. I don't care. Well, there's no Jordan Addison in this game, which is good for the Bears, but I don't care if the run game has Aaron Jones and maybe a couple other pieces. I think they added somebody. I forget who it was. They added somebody to join this running back room. Jordan Mason. It was Jordan Mason. Either way, 1.5 point favorites in Chicago. Not happening. As my guy Lee Corso would have said, not so fast, my friend. Bears win this one, 24-17. Stop playing with Chicago. Stop playing with us. Stop telling us we're going to lose to Minnesota. We're not. It's Minnesota with J.J. McCarthy. With J.J. McCarthy, we're not losing. We're not losing to J.J. McCarthy. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Let me know down below your predictions for this week. And I will see you all next time.